Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Red Pill Rising. Today, I have a very important topic that I need to discuss. This is what I consider a linchpin topic because it's so important. Getting this part right can set the foundation for all the other work that you've done. And if you get it wrong, it can undermine all the other work that you've done. All the work that you've done practicing your game and all the work that you've spent putting together a dating rotation can all be ruined by this one topic. And the name for this video is going to be Out of Mind, Out of Feelings, How Not to Fuck Up Your Rotation. Now, I don't even consider myself a pickup artist. I've learned a lot about the red pill and female psychology and hypergamous nature and things of that nature. And yeah, I've had a dating rotation for a while now. And I'm comfortable with 3 women. I can manage that well with my schedule. There are a lot of guys online who claim that they've got 4, 5, and 6 women in their regular rotation, which I find kind of, well, daunting for sure. Not unbelievable, but definitely daunting. Just to think about the logistics of that. It's kind of a nightmare. It gets to the point where it's too much work. And I've left comments for these guys asking them to go over their structure for their dating rotation in a little more detail, but they never get back with specifics. So I've kind of been muddling through this thing on my own. And there's a very important moment that occurs when you're talking with one of your women. And this moment really wrecked my mind when it happened to me. When I discovered that the woman that I had been dating for years was not monogamous with me, even though I was with her. I thought that just because I was, that she was as well. And when I found out that she wasn't, it really rocked my world and it really upset me. And here we are today. I'm a better person by far because of it. And hopefully, you've gotten past the point where you're struggling with yourself and you're just working to be better. If you are, and you've begun to date more than one woman at a time, and you're putting together a dating rotation, that is, you're trying to date multiple women per week on a regular basis. That's a dating rotation. Here's what happens. Now, in the previous video, I told you to be honest with your women. When you meet a new woman and you start dating, after a few dates or after the first time you guys have sex, she's going to say, "What are we? Are we exclusive?" That's when you say, "Well, I've been dating, and I'm hoping that I'll find the perfect woman for me and she'll take me away from all this dating stuff." And then you change the subject. And doing this with all of your women will allow you to put together a dating rotation because you are not specific about what you're doing with the other women. See, the old adage is out of sight, out of mind. If you didn't walk in on your wife cheating on you, it would never cross your mind. You wouldn't know. It wouldn't hit you hard mentally, psychologically, physically. In your heart, it wouldn't crush you. It wouldn't depress you. But these days, there are a lot of ways to keep track of what your mate is doing. There's text strings that last for years. There's email, there's social pages, there's all kinds of stuff. So you can look on your girlfriend's electronics and find the evidence for cheating, and she can do the same for you. So out of sight, out of mind has really become out of mind, out of feelings, or out of your heart. Because if you to look at your girlfriend's text string one night while she's sleeping, and you find a text that's 2 years old, and you read everything in it, you're going to relive that experience. And let's say it was with another man. You're going to experience in your mind, in your heart, in your feelings, what they said, what they did, where they went, the pictures they exchanged that are still on there, all that. It's going to be like you were there. And I don't recommend it. Don't ever do it, man. You need to get so comfortable with yourself that you don't care what your woman's doing. You need to be so focused on your own abundance that things like that do not matter to you. That's where you need to get. Now, that's a topic for another video. But for this, when you're sitting on the couch with your woman and she sits you down and she says, hey, I want to know if we're exclusive. Are you seeing other women? What kind of activity are you guys doing? She wants to know if you're banging other chicks. If you tell her, well, you're dating, maybe that's just a meet and greet. Maybe that's a first date, a second date. You guys have dinner, you go to a movie, you kiss, you make out a little bit. Okay. That's not going to freak her out. She can kind of live with that. She can compete with that. But if she pins you down and she says, are you having sex with other women? And you tell her yes, you're fucked. Okay, you're probably going to lose that woman off of your rotation. She's going to freak out. She's going to cry. She's going to scream. She's going to throw shit. And she's going to leave and go bang somebody else. She might give you an opportunity to break it off with all the other women and just date her exclusively. If she does that, you have a choice to make. But you're probably not going to like the choice. First of all, you're not going to like being forced into a relationship like that. It'll only be a matter of weeks before you begin to resent her for that. And your choice of options is going to be obviously slashed down to one. And you're not going to like that either. So how do you handle that moment when she pins you down? Well, here's what you do. You leave off the details. Now, the big names, I'm going to go ahead and draw Rollo Tomassi. He said, never ever, even upon fear of death, reveal what you're doing with other women. But he didn't really go into exactly what happens at that moment. And so I didn't quite understand. I was like, what's the big deal? You can talk about what you've done in the past. That's fine. Why the big deal? And now I understand that. I've been working with dating rotations for a while. If it's a relationship that's in the past, I mean, it's gone, it's over, you can talk about it. You can say, yeah, I mean, we did it in the back of a truck with my ex-girlfriend. But that's all in the past. I'm dating you now. I'm moving forward with you. Whatever. And she can deal with that. But if you're dating a woman and you guys are sexually active and she's probably not seeing somebody else, or maybe she's just dating someone casually on the side, just kissing and stuff, she's going to set in her mind that you guys are pretty much monogamous, or that you're not having sex with other women. And when she sits down and presses you for details, if you tell her what you're doing, you're putting those images in her mind, and she's going to translate those into feelings. She's going to put it into her heart, and she's going to react on her feelings. It's going to be just like she's there, and she is not going to like it. And then you are not going to like what she turns into. You're not going to like the options she provides for you. So, let me rephrase this reaction just a little bit. Upon fear of death, never reveal what you're doing with other women to other women you're currently seeing. If you're sexually active with girl number 2 and you're talking to girl number 1, what you say is, well, we've messed around a bit, but we're definitely not at the same level that you and I are at. Not at all. Okay? Which is a true statement. It's not a lie. Because what you do with one woman is not, you can never be duplicated or replicated with another woman. So let's suppose you have sex in a park with your primary girl, and she thinks you're the only one that you're doing that with. You do not tell her that you had sex with girl number 2 in the park as well. You just say, you know, we kiss a little bit, we make out a little bit, but the activity level is not the same. Not the same as with you. You are different, you're special, my feelings are very strong for you. I'm hoping that things work out between you and I. I'm just kind of keeping my dating options open right now until I make a final decision and you and I can come to terms with us and where we're at and where we're going to move forward in the future. You say things like, I want to be with you. I love the time we're together. Making love to you is fantastic. It can never be, you know, like this with anyone else. That's why I'm just casually dating on the side. All of that stuff is the truth, but it's not specific. What you do is you obfuscate. Okay, you redirect. You change the subject. You omit large amounts of information, massive amounts. It's not a lie to say, well, me and girl number 2 are just, you know, we went out to dinner and we kissed a little bit in the parking lot. And I went back to my place and she went back to her place. And girl number 1's going to be like, okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. What you left out was that you banged her in the back seat of your truck for an hour and then sent her home a mess. And then you went home to your place and she went home to her place. You leave that part out, okay? Don't get specific. I mean, unless you want a crazy bitch on your hands and you're into that shit. If you're into like super drama and you're trying to pull off threesomes and things of that nature, then yeah, what the hell? Just freaking go for it. Just mash it all together like a Picasso painting. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Do whatever the hell you want to do. If you don't mind your crazy chick running off and banging other dudes randomly in the mall or some shit, and then going over to your house and giving you sloppy seconds and you're not knowing about it, that's fine. You go ahead and tell the women what you're doing. But if you want to put together a stable, steady, reliable dating rotation of multiple women who all think that they're your number 1 and the other girls you're seeing are not as important as she is, you better obfuscate. You better keep those details out of her mind and out of her feeling. If she doesn't believe that she's directly competing sexually with other women, she's not going to put her foot down. She's not going to demand a monogamous relationship. She'll let it go on for a while. I mean, she'll let it go on for 6 months, maybe a year. And then at that point, she might press really hard. She might start getting really bitchy, and you might have to drop her off and pick up another one. But that gives you plenty of time to cultivate your options at that point. I mean, you may already have her on the list for replacement. So, guys, please be careful in that moment. Leave off the details, and you'll know that moment's coming. Because she's gonna bring you in, sit you down. She's probably gonna hold your hand, look in your eyes, and say, we need to have a talk about the other women that you're seeing. Now, when you get really experienced, you can tell me how you handle that situation. In fact, I'd like to know how you handle that situation. Please leave comments below with details. It's important. Sorry, I keep getting these alerts. But until that time, do not reveal the truth. But don't lie. Lying is going to erode your sensibilities, okay? It's going to make you feel a little scummy. You're going to have a hard time keeping up with the lies. You're going to have to look her right in the eye and lie to her, and that erodes your manly power. You don't want to have to skulk around. If she shows up at your house and number 2 shows up and number 1's there, you go out and you say to number 2, well, I told you I was dating. You knew that. Why are you here on a day when you're not supposed to be here? We've got a date tomorrow. Why are you here today? You know, and then smooth that out later. But you don't want that to have a negative consequence on you, because when you sit down with her again later, you can say, I told you, I was 100% honest. I didn't lie to you. You can't be mad at me. You can't. And that keeps you clean and clear. That keeps you in good standing. And you want to be in good standing. You want to be a stand-up guy. You don't owe the truth to these other women unless your activities directly endangers them in some way, in which case you shouldn't be doing it anyway. But in a normal, everyday circumstances, when you're just consenting adults doing whatever they want to do, you do not owe these women detailed explanations of anything for any reason. You're not forcing them to date you. You're the better option. You're the alpha man. You're the man that knows women. You're the man that understands women. You're the one who provides the attention that women need and crave and want, plus all the other stuff that you've been working on. You're the man, okay? You're the gatekeeper of relationships. You determine what type of relationship you'll have. And when you set up a dating rotation, you maintain that rotation's integrity by helping each woman to feel like they're the most important and that they're not directly competing sexually with other women. That's how you do it. Get it right, guys. This has been the Red Pill Rising.